That is one big bitch right there.
What's up, guys? I am What You Do. How are you? And today we are going to take a look at my video of the USS Lexington in Corpus Christi, Texas. First off, I just want to let everyone know that I don't look how I normally do in my videos. It's because this whole week I have been really sick. It literally took me forever to just do this makeup today. And
if you guys notice a lot of cuts, just know that I'm not feeling good. I'm sick, okay?
This video was actually taken back in July of this year, 2019. When we originally went to Corpus, we were just going to go to the beach part. And I was
like, oh my god, what ship is that? And my mom was like,
oh, it's the USS Lexington. And
I gotta get on this thing. Like, this has been a dream of mine to actually go on a ship. I completely forgot that it was in Corpus.
This video was never intentionally supposed to be a paranormal video. I was filming during the daytime. The reason why you guys are going to see a lot of people on the ship is because we literally got there, I think it was like 2 hours before they closed. So you're going to see my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew, my daughter, and my mom in the clips. Anyone else that was supposed to be there, I will tell you guys. Anyone that wasn't there, I'll let you guys know too. Now, if you guys want to see the full version, it is on my Facebook because I was live when I did the video. So before I get started with the clips and started with the narration, let's first talk about what is the USS Lexington. For those of you that may not know what it is and why it's haunted and why it's a paranormal hotspot, I'm going to explain that to you guys. So if you guys don't want to hear it at all, you guys can skip forward through this if you want.
If you want to hear it, let's go with the research I did.
Now, I'm not going to go into full detail. I'm just going to give you guys the basic facts of the ship itself. So the USS Lexington is a Navy courier ship. It was commissioned in 1943 and decommissioned in 1991, where it eventually retired in Corpus Christi, Texas as a museum. Now, this is pretty incredible because in my footage, my original footage, you guys can see it, and it's just hard to believe that we were actually that far off the ground. So from the water line of the ship to the deck where we were at, it is 52 feet. That is incredible. 52 feet, people. That is 5 stories up. And it doesn't seem like you're really that high up. The flight deck itself is 910 feet from end to end. And the ship, when it is battle ready, weighs 42,000 tons.
That is one big bitch right there.
The USS Lexington has been in 35 major battles and is the longest running courier of the United States Navy. Guys, this ship was in service for 60 years. That is incredible. And as of right now, the USS Lexington is considered the oldest courier Navy ship in the world. Now let's talk about what this baby was loaded with, okay, artillery-wise, like guns. So the USS Lexington had 4 twin 5-inch 38 caliber guns, 8 quadruple 40 millimeter 56 caliber guns, 46 single 20 millimeter 78 caliber guns, which were all removed in 1967. But as of today, they have sort of restored some of them. If you look at my original video, I show us actually being able to get into one and actually sit in it and see how it works. I believe it was the twin 5-inch 38 caliber gun that we got to sit in and see. But all the rest of them have been removed and haven't been restored, and they don't plan on restoring them. And believe it or not, in 2001, Chevy shot a commercial on the ship to prove how big this flight deck was and that it really could hold 1,000 automobiles. And I'll put that picture up right now. Chevy actually fit 1,000 automobiles on this flight deck.
That is huge.
That really gives you a picture of how big the deck is on this ship. And when you walk from one end to one end, it's exhausting. It's far. The USS Lexington also was the recipient of 11 battle stars, and she received the Presidential Unit Citation. This courier has crossed the equator 13 times, has sailed enough miles to circle the globe 8 times. And the USS Lexington has enough electricity to power a city of 150,000 people. That is an amazing woman right there. Holy shit, she can satisfy a lot, let me tell you. So let's get down to why the ship is haunted. On record, they have 169 crew and pilots total that have died on this ship. The first death on this ship actually occurred when it was first commissioned. Heisman Trophy winner Niall Kinnick, as he was flying his F-4F Wildcat, he developed a severe oil leak while airborne, and it was so severe that Kirchnick was unable to make it back and crashed 4 miles from the ship. Him and his plane were never recovered. In 1944, 47 officers and men were killed due to a kamikaze pilot committing suicide crashing into the anti-aircraft gallery. On December 4th of 1943, at 23:22, which would be 11:22 p.m., parachute flares from a Japanese kamikaze plane would silhouette the carrier. 10 minutes later, a torpedo hit starboard, knocking out the ship's steering gear. Due to the torpedo, 9 people were killed in this incident. On October 29, 1989, a student pilot with the Navy was attempting to land his plane on the flight deck. However, at the last minute, he aborted the landing. And what happened next is that the plane impacted the courier's island, and the right wing ended up killing 5 crewmen and injuring 15 others. That's just a little bit of what I could find. Let's go ahead and get into today's video, and let's get into the first clip. So right here, what I'm doing is we're actually at the post office on the ship, and we're looking around. You can see that I go into the first window, and I'm like, playing with the dummy that's sitting there. But when I turn my camera into the second window, it happens really, really fast. But I want you guys to look at the wall with the pipe, the really big pipe to the right, and see if you see what I see and what I found. Let's take a look. It's the post office. Mail call.
Slower and active.
It's a big ship.
So here it is again, in slow motion and a zoom, so you guys can really see what it is that's there. That's right, if you guys saw it, it is an actual face that is looking back at me, and it actually turns and looks at me and then looks away. You can actually make out the eyes and the nose and the mouth of the person, which is actually pretty incredible. So in this next clip, we're actually leaving the post office area and kind of walking down this hall that then turns to the right. You can see that my daughter's in front of me, and I go to turn to look at what the sign says on the officer's door right there. When I turn to pan over there, I want you to pay close attention to the bottom of the screen and tell me what you guys see in this clip. Here we go.
It's a big ship.
Female head. Oh, I know what a lot of people are going to say. And now, hear me out. I'm showing you these clips. I'm not sitting here saying like they're 100% like
Paranormal.
like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like it was something interesting that I caught. My daughter's in front of me, okay? The lighting in this particular hallway is above you, and it's also in front of you. The lighting to the right of me isn't facing the way towards us to create like a shadow of any sort. And if you look at the shadow doesn't make sense with my body shape, and it doesn't make sense with Angie's body shape because it's at the very bottom of the door. And it moved away to the right, away from us. And when I turn back, you'll notice that my daughter is still exactly where she was before. She didn't move at all. Let's go ahead and move on to the next clip. This is the one that one of my viewers on Facebook actually caught when he reviewed the footage. But he actually pointed it out to me, and when I reviewed it, I was like, wow, if I had seen that at the time,
I'm like, hell no.
I'm out. Like, I would be like, holy, no, mm-mm.
So there were these hatches in the corridors that went down to the engine room below that were off limits to anyone else. But I want you to look towards the bottom of that hatch and tell me what you see. Let's take a look.
Oh, wait, it's cooler in here.
Very interesting that I did not notice until someone else noticed, and it scared the living out of me. What it looks like is an apparition starting, and then as we get closer to it, especially my daughter, you could actually see it dissolve and disappear, which is actually pretty incredible because in that space it's all black. There's nothing there besides the actual rod that holds up the hatch. There's nothing in there that would do that. So you guys can replay it as much as you want to see what I'm talking about. If you guys can figure out what it might be, let me know in the comments below. Let's not be stupid about it though. And let's move on to the next clip. So this clip was very interesting. So this is when we're actually in sickbay and we're going down the hallway. My nephew is stopped at one of the doors looking through the glass inside. And it looks like he's looking at something, but at the time I didn't think he was. I just so happened to have my camera pointed that way. I want you to look at the glass and tell me if you guys see something weird on the glass or inside the glass. Let me know right now. Sick bay.
Push.
Here, so much.
I know, said look, exit here. So if you look at the glass, it looks like, to me, it looks like someone with a really big forearm, and then it kind of goes down into the wrist, or even a face. But if you look where my mom is standing and how her arm is rested on her side, it's not her arm. It doesn't match up with her arm. It definitely wouldn't match up with my nephew's because of how short he is and the height of where the arm is. And my brother-in-law is standing next to me, and my sister is behind my mom. So the question is, whose arm is that? But if you guys can figure it out, let me know in the comments below. So in this next clip, I am pointing my camera into a post-op room. So after they would get out of surgery, they would go into this room to recover. Here is a clip or a picture of me in the glass, pretty up close. Now that day I was wearing a black shirt. In the glass, you can very faintly see that I'm wearing a black shirt. Now I want you guys to keep that in mind because it's going to not be able to explain what you see in this next clip. Take a look. Patient room. I had no idea that there was a ghost playing peekaboo with me. But inside of the room, right by the bed, in between like the piping that was in the back, there was something pretty dark back there. And like I said, at the time I didn't notice it. But when I go to pan the camera, it shoots up almost like it's still trying to be in frame with my camera. But like it's playing peekaboo because when I pan back, it like shoots back down. So it could have not been my shirt in the glass, because my black shirt, you can clearly see the color of my black shirt in the glass versus the black shadow that was in the room itself. Now the only thing I can explain is that if it wasn't in the room, then the black shadow was behind me and popped up and quickly went back down, which is even freakier to me, but pretty damn cool at the same time. How many times you're winding it to figure out what it could be? I can't figure it out. If you guys can, tell me in the comments down below. Another cool one, guys. So we're looking at the firefighting like gear area. And I'm gonna put 2 filters on so that you guys can see it a lot better. Trust me, you're gonna see it. Yeah. The spirit actually kind of like slowly walking through the hallway, and then when she sees that I see them, they're like, whoop, and they just disappear. It was the funniest shit ever. When I rewatched that several times, I was like laughing my ass off because it was hilarious. So in this next clip, my brother-in-law and my sister are walking ahead of me with my nephew, and we had to go through this, I don't know, this boiler room. I don't know how to really explain it. I didn't read too much on what it was. While I was videotaping, I kept seeing something out of the corner of my eye towards the left, and that's why you'll see the camera pan over there like I do, because I swear I saw something. Well, when I reviewed the footage, I did see something, and let me show you guys. It looked like he was working on the pipes right there, and then there was one on the other side of that wall that was kind of peeking over at us and just kept working as we're walking by. It's just like, well, we're not going to stop just because you're walking. Now it's confirmed I'm not crazy. I did see something in the corner of my eye. Let's move on to the next clip. We are now in the chapel area, which, let me tell you guys, the chapel, I don't care who you are, this chapel will bring tears to your eyes. Yeah, I know that I'm part Japanese, you know, but I hold no hostility towards the war. I really don't. I wasn't alive then. I know that some of my family's been hurt from it, but you walk into this room and they still honor everyone who's passed. They have a place in the wall. And when we had gone into the minister's, the chaplain's room where he would talk to people or do confession, we are walking out of the room, and you'll notice that to the left through the mirror, it's not the person that walks by in front of my sister and brother. If you look directly up onto the wall, you'll see something that probably shouldn't be there. Take a look.
So this like a viewing room?
It's a floating head. I'm not kidding you. As I zoom in on it, you guys will see it is a floating head that is just kind of like watching everyone who's walking into the chapel, and I'm just like, what the hell is that? It is a floating head. But I guess someone's still watching over their sheep. I don't know. I don't know. That was a bad joke. I know. Sorry, guys. Next clip. In the mess hall, when we were walking through, I was joking about how the food looks so realistic and how I wanted some. This I did see with my own eyes. That tray just moved. And I caught it on tape. Take a look.
People on the ship. Yeah, they make a ton of food. Be really hot in the kitchen though. Be really hot in the kitchen though.
It's very, like, the first time the tray moved, it was just barely. And that's why you saw me pan back and look at it, because I'm like, that tray just moved. I saw it move. And then when I kind of pan over to the left a little bit, you can really see it move, almost like it's being pushed towards me. Super cool. I caught that on tape though. They're still serving even in the afterlife. So after the tray moves and everything, I go to turn to the right to kind of take a look at the other guy that was standing there, that I didn't realize until I was re-editing all my clips, that I was like, holy shit, that could be what pushed the tray towards me. Take a look.
People on the ship. Yeah, they make a ton of food. It'd be really hot in the kitchen though.
And you can see his arms reaching, him or her reaching into the food as if like they're still trying to gather up and serve. And I'm like, holy crap, there is someone still trying to feed my fat ass. I'm like, hell yeah. This clip is by far the best clip of them all, guys. That saved the best for last. My nephew is coming towards me, and as he's walking up towards me, I kind of take my camera and pan around him to look down the long hallway that's up ahead. That and this hallway was the medical offices. This is pretty damn incredible. Let's take a look. Sick bay! Sick bay! I want to go to the sick bay! Get out of my way! But that is a naval officer, probably a doctor, that goes by the name of Charlie. I know I was reading about a Charlie, and this sounds a lot like him. He is actually in his naval uniform, and you can see it. So in this picture that I'm going to put up right now, you can actually see his belt. You can see where his shirt is tucked in and kind of puckers out the back a little bit. You can see the back of his head, and you can even see the point where he turns around and he kind of looks at us, but then goes back into his office. It is, oh my, it is just so amazing. That clip, I replayed it and replayed it and replayed it, and that was just amazing to actually capture that. Awesome! I hope you guys liked that one as much as I did. Yes, please. All right, guys, that was it. Hey guys, so today the ending to my video is going to be different from most. Today instead, I wanted to pay my respects and make a small tribute video to our men and women in our military and the men and women that lived, served, and died on the USS Lexington. A Hero's Welcome by Robert Langley. Time to come home, dear sisters and brothers, your tour of duty through. You've given as much as anyone could be expected to do. Just a few steps further, the smoke will start to clear. Others here will guide you. You have no need of fear. You have not failed your sisters and brothers. You clearly gave it all. And through your selfless actions, others will hear the call. So take your place of honor among those who have gone before, and know you will be remembered for now and evermore.